My name's Katharine McEwen. I am an illustrator of children's books. I'm currently in a collage phase, which is a method I've decided to work with probably about 5 years ago, when I created this book that I'd written as well called Bear Hug. But it's a process I really enjoyed, and so since then I've been quite keen to continue working in this manner. This way I get to use all different materials, still use paint and gouache, coloured pencils like I always have done, but then I'm creating textures with printmaking and obviously cutting out the shapes and using collage. I mean, this way I get to do it all, which is just more fun really. And that's ultimately kind of what I'm striving for, is to sort of have that work satisfaction thing. I'm working on each individual picture within the books from start to finish, rather than when I was painting I was working across the entire book all at once. And I was doing that for speed reasons, trying to kind of meet deadlines and things like that. And so this process, ultimately I find a lot more rewarding, but it is quite slow. I've often toyed with the idea of going digital. I think I'm probably one of the few illustrators left who still works analogue style, and I'm sure I could probably produce this work digitally if I had the skills, but I don't know what's holding me back really from going down that road. I think it's the fear of, again, not enjoying creating the work so much, which is a big factor for me. Staring at a screen all day, which despite working analogue I still seem to do quite a lot. It's a tussle I have with myself all the time about just being able to create more work per year would be good, because this process is so slow, but it's just finding the time to teach myself how to do that. I'm very fortunate where I'm located. In this actual studio, I've got countryside on the doorstep that I can take myself off into and have a good stomp around the woods, and that usually kind of clears my head, and I find that's sort of when ideas might surface. I found nature generally is a large inspiration in the work I create, especially since working on the Bear Hug book, which was a very conscious decision of mine to work on a book that had quite a naturalistic feel to it. I wanted to create those kind of environments, I suppose, visually. And since the Bear Hug book, I've been working on some nature books for toddlers as well, so it's sort of progressed, and that I feel sort of very immersed in that whole environment at the moment. I think children's books probably one of the few areas you can still get away with not working digitally from a timescale point of view. And I guess there's something about my work that's still appealing enough for me to be commissioned to illustrate books. And I've heard that publishers still like to receive physical artwork because that is a rarity these days. And I think they get a bit of enjoyment out of actually opening up a package of artwork rather than it all just being file-based. For the moment, there's obviously something still appealing about what I create, which still seems to get publishers interested in me, but I don't know how long that'll last, who knows. You can never think too far ahead, as you know, trends and fashions and likes and dislikes change constantly within the publishing world. But for now, you know, they seem to be quite happy with it, which is good. And as long as they like it, I'll carry on producing it until I have to sort of reinvent myself again, I guess.